Yeah. 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 Turn the mic up, let the city feel the flame. Government cheese party, yeah, remember the name. Black.
Tap the screen, share out the live. Appreciate everybody coming in.
D just did it. Where D at?
I don't know.
D just did it the other day because I was in the bigger box. I don't know what we did. Either way. All right, y'all. Thank you. We got to that 1,000 taps, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Yo.
Let's get started. What's up? Welcome back to the Government Cheese Party podcast. You have your girl CJ here. Cycle J.
Yo.
Yeah, I mean, and who? Yeah. Well, who am I? The headache.
Dave the Headache.
Wow, you just now figured that one out.
And we have Sandra D over here. And we welcome all y'all to come in. Thank y'all coming in for this conversation, you guys. Let's sit here for a while because this one is a layered conversation. It's honest. It might make some people uncomfortable. We talked about it. Like I said, we started, like Cycle J said, we started this, a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And we realized that we most definitely needed to talk a little bit more about this. So
For sure.
So today we're talking about culture versus survival, you guys. Culture versus survival. And I want to make it clear from the start. It's not about disrespecting our culture. This is about understanding where it came from, why it looks the way it does, and what it costs us when survival becomes our default setting. All right. Alrighty. So because at some point survival stopped being a season, and started becoming an identity. Because at some point, are y'all listening? Survival stopped being a season and started becoming an identity. Let's talk about it, y'all.
Let us talk about it. Does anybody, feel free to comment down below if you have any thoughts, especially at this point, especially now, now that we're looking at the news and stuff like that and all the other bullshit that's going on around, the world now.
Yeah.
Local
banking.
It puts another emphasis on really getting geared up for survival for sure. But Dave, do you have something?
I didn't quite understand the question.
Let's talk about the culture. Let's just talk about it's like because we instead of survival, it stopped being survival. It started to be it's a season. At this point, we're stuck in it. When did it start becoming an identity?
When did survival become an identity?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and if you want me to dig a little bit more, I can. It's like, so going into it, what do we mean by culture? When we say culture, people usually think music, food, slang, fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But in the African American culture, it runs much deeper than that, right? Mm-hmm. How we communicate, how we discipline, how we love, how we grieve, how we survive.
Right.
Our culture holds faith, humor, creativity, resilience, community.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Most definitely is a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't created in comfort. It was created in restriction. So that's where it comes to where we started to survive.
It wasn't created. Our culture wasn't created in
comfort.
King Energy, thank you for those stickers. Appreciate it.
It wasn't created. So you talking about like African culture?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't created in comfort.
Here, okay. African American culture was not created in comfort.
I don't think any culture is created in comfort.
Yeah.
Culture is created out of necessity.
Right.
It's created because there's a need for community. You got you got people, you know, I won't say stuck, but you know, in a certain area where they have to learn how to commune with each other. That's basically what the basis of culture, is built on, is the need to be able to commune with the people around you that ultimately will become a part of your identity, which is defined as the culture.
Right, and when we're talking about that, I want to hyper focus in on the African American culture. I know every culture has their way of where it's formulated, but
Right.
I want to make sure that we're keeping that focal point on us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think because like you got to think what we look at as survival and what do we look at as survival, right? What is the survival mode? What is that? Is it something from? Is like a mindset coming from slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, systems that were never designed. I feel like I'm yelling at myself. Systems that are were never designed to protect us.
Right.
Survival meant staying alert, staying tough, staying quiet, staying ready.
Well, I mean, as far as like I think last time I kind of had a little bit of a little bit of an issue being able to compare the two, because I feel I still feel that like that survival, at its base isn't a polar opposite to culture. I feel like it's effect, that we can find ourselves in, like like the culture is in a mode of survival. Just the same way we'll find ourselves in a mode of like of blissfulness. You know what I mean? Really, I don't want to say what the word I was about to say, but just in general, like whatever status emotionally or physically, the challenges that we have, that's going to define the status of our culture. And I mean, yeah, I will agree that our culture has gotten to a place of where we're always in a mode of survival. But I find it really hard to compare the two, because I feel like one comes from the other one. The other one doesn't come from the other one. That, you know what I'm saying? Like one only comes from one other one, and not the other way around.
Okay. Sandra, you have anything to say on that?
I'm trying to see what we're talking about, like the topic. Is it the topic from a few weeks ago?
The culture versus survival. Yeah,
Was that the original topic?
that was the one when we were with Zay.
I'm saying, was that the original topic? Because I
That was
thought it
the
was something else.
no, yeah, the original. It was hey Shay. The original topic was it was culture versus survival or survival. Yeah, it was That's I can go back into the thing, but I'm pretty sure it was that. Jay reminded me, so I went in. I did the I searched for just that thing in my Chat GPT.
Okay. Cause yeah, I'm a little thrown off because the notes that I have, it don't have nothing to it counter, but
Well, go off of what was what
um,
we
but what Dave said about survival being culture based, it is got some truth to it. And also on the topic that we was talking about, that people confuse culture with trauma, uh, with
Hey,
trauma
Coach D.
bonding.
Right. Well, yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's going into that. What I did is just broke down the two between what it is. We pretty much just started back from the beginning and worked into where you are at right now, where you're thinking,
Yeah,
where your notes are. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you for the hot bears.
So
I'm gonna
like
sit back and listen.
so like for it's like what she just said, like yo, the culture, confusing culture with trauma bonding. Is that what you said?
Uh, I mean, yeah, like trauma bond and trauma response. Like how they say black parents whoop their children.
Right.
You know, that's cultural, right? For the black community. But that don't mean that it's appropriate, especially the extent of it. So when somebody say, "Well, I got knocked upside my head," they using that as it being, well, this what happened generation from generation,
Right.
but it's
right.
not appropriate
No, we're
because
talking about the same thing. Yeah.
yeah, you knock somebody upside their head really hard, you could cause some damages.
Right. Right. Where our culture thinks that it's okay to go ahead and grab them whoopings. You know what I'm saying?
For the new people that are joining us, welcome into the Government Cheese
Now, I had that.
Podcast.
No, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We're talking about culture versus survival, part 2 of this conversation. We did have this conversation a couple of weeks ago with Zay the singer. That was part of the 2-part kind of show. But we're kind of diving back into it a little bit more, trying to get more of a understanding and details of certain things that are going on, especially
Hey,
now.
Keisha, welcome in.
As everyone pays attention to the news and stuff like that that's going on, especially the crazy part of Don Lemon getting arrested earlier this week. But there's a lot more that goes into this topic. So while everybody's in here, please do not forget your heart me. Please tap the screen, power share this live. Let's get some more people in this conversation. CJ, back to you.
Oh, actually, it was Sandra. So go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Well, y'all.
She can't hear nobody, she said.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so Sandra, actually, you were going in the right direction. If she was going in the right direction of what we were talking about, because I kind of like it goes back into when I explain culture is, how we see it, like the discipline, the love, how we love our children, how we grieve, how we survive, how we communicate. Can you hear again, Sandra? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So it's exactly that's kind of like exactly what I think. What happened is that we took it from the beginning and worked our way back in. So she, but go ahead, Dave.
Well, you know, like just to make another point on it is that, you know, culture. I mean, you know, it. We're culture like. I don't want to define culture, but I feel like culture, what it is to me, I'll just put it that way, I guess, is that, you know, it's the collective agreement. It's things that we all in whatever area or whoever's part of this community, we all agree to.
Right.
So it's almost like a guideline, you know, right. And like we all say, okay, yes. And again, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of things.
Welcome to the club, Bless.
If a group of people, you know, collectively, bond together over, just say one or maybe one or maybe two principles, then that's a culture.
Right.
Right.
You know, and so. Again, so like I guess my issue comes from I don't see black being black as being a culture. I don't agree with it. I don't understand why we keep pushing that. You know, simply being black does not make you part of a community. Because being black isn't a choice, first of all, and then then when you come out like we all, especially nowadays, we all don't agree on anything. You know, I mean, even in African culture, right? Because we talk about African culture so much, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, African culture is not one culture. African culture is a collective of many different cultures that do not agree with each other. That that are polar, sometimes polar opposites with each other. But we've all mushed them into one thing.
Thank you for those.
Which is
Thank you.
which is ultimately unfair, because I'm technically part of a culture that I don't neither understand nor am I really that interested in anymore. Because the culture that I was proud of is seen as an afterthought. You know, the things that I was raised on and hold tight to my heart are things that are laughed at and that are stepped on. You know, because of this new generation and even my generation, you know. So I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I ain't that excited about being part of this generation. Now I'm talking about a new generation where we all agree on something, then okay,
work on something.
Yeah, but to say that we are part of a culture that is built off survival is I don't see that.
Well, the way this is where I think, why did I sound like that, Jay? What is going on?
Yeah, my bad. Keep going. You're good.
So what I'm talking about in survival. So how we are in survival mode. You know, what was it that you were saying the last time, Sandra? I forgot the name of the actual condition. What was it again?
Epigenetics.
Epigenetics. So stuff that are passed down from generation to generation. Now, we might not have actually physically went through slavery, but our ancestors did.
Right.
And they had to fight to survive. That stuff got passed down from generation to generation to generation. Where do you think whipping came from? The slave owners beating the hell out of the slaves. So we have, but instead of growing like our ancestors intended to happen, we're stuck. We have stopped, just like you said. You said you do not see yourself wanting to be a part of what you would consider a black culture.
Right.
We're stuck.
Well, I mean,
now we're at this point, and this is where I'm at in my walk and in my journey. I'm in the point of, how do I fix where we're stuck?
I mean,
You know?
but it's still about, you're trying to fix something that it's like trying to fix a Pontiac with Chevy parts.
The only thing is I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Let me read this. Let me read this comment. King Energy wrote, "Unresolved stress passed down."
Yep, absolutely. So this is the way I look at it. There's some people. They're just, not everybody is meant to walk the journey and fixing it. But what I'm saying is, I know it's, like I said, what looks impossible to you does not look so impossible to me.
Okay, so
You get what I'm saying? Like,
no.
our difference in how we
Y'all, let me read this, what they said about epigenetics, right?
Okay.
It said, there are scientific research showing that trauma can leave a chemical mark on a person's genes, which can then pass down to future generations. You literally inherit the survival mode from your ancestors. That's what epigenetics is.
Okay, that's fair, but is that culture? Because I feel like we're moving into a whole different conversation, because genetics
It has become
and
a part of our culture. that has come, the structure that they got from, like I said, I'm coming from slavery time. That structure that was built in that slavery time is now passed down through our generation.
So pretty much what you're saying is it's kind of like diluted itself year after year, decade after decade.
I
To
would
the
say
point-
some more diluted.
I mean,
we just went with the times.
But
a
it's
way
not
it
our
kinda
culture, though. It's not our
Concentrate. You
culture.
saying
shouldn't be
not
our
our
culture. It
culture.
shouldn't be our culture. Yeah, it shouldn't be our culture.
So that's the thing is that trauma responding, right?
Yeah.
It
That's the
shouldn't be
whole
our
thing.
culture.
It's not though, but people get that
But-
confused and call it culture
Culture. There you go.
Okay, all right.
instead of calling it what it is.
Okay, all right, cool.
Trauma.
Yeah. I mean that I can get with that because yo that I mean that I think that was my issue. Is like I can't call what we're calling culture because it's not. It's literally, our own individual traumas that
We just had a full circle moment, y'all. Look at that.
right.
On top of the
Did that almost smacking Dave in the face?
yeah, it almost concussed Dave at the same time. But hey, it works.
Right. But yeah, so
I'd like to move, bro.
this is where now, like I said, I'm gonna break down, and like I said, not everybody is gonna want to hear some of this stuff, but it is what it is. I'm gonna break it down, where we just talk about some things that we often praise without question. All right, like strength keeping families together, strengthening carries in generations, right? So, but strength has also taught us don't cry, and that comes to mostly the men, right?
Yeah.
Don't ask for help.
Wow.
But
Don't slow down. Dave, my
no,
mic.
it's your mind. You're not talk. You got to talk
I
directly into it.
am. I am. No,
No,
I'm
you need to talk on top of it.
But it's echoing in my ears. That's what I'm talking.
I mean, it does to me too when I do this, but you have to be like this on the mic. You have to be like this on the mic.
No, well, I would have to be here because I can't turn the knob.
You can't turn it. I can't.
No, I'll fix it.
Wait, hold, turn like twist it that way. No, like twist the whole thing.
Yeah, it won't bend. That's why I was saying like, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. All right. So so the don't cry, don't ask for help, don't slow down. So now exhaustion is normal, burnout is expected, and vulnerability feels dangerous.
Well, I mean, but okay, yeah. Is it? But okay, are we talking about strength taught us that, or did life teach us that? Because my interpretation of those type of things happened because there were consequences that came from doing those things that we feel is healthy. You know what I mean? Because you gotta understand, these times that we live in now. What? These times that we live in now are very, very much soft and very much easier to navigate than just 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? Like the contrast is monstrous. You know, there was a time where showing weakness would actually mean you're going to be a target. It would actually mean that you're food. You know, and I understand that we say, okay, well, we don't live in those times now, but you're talking about changing something that's been true for thousands of years in, you know what I'm saying, in just a couple generations. You know what I mean? Like and I understand, we got to start somewhere, but what I'm saying is we can't discount the things that they used to work and some things I feel like still work, but and then and just call them bad. You know what I mean? Like we got to be open to incorporating some of the old things for the simple benefit of being able to wean into something different. You know, we can't say, okay, no, that's bad. That's bad. We're going to do it this way. No, we say, okay, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a gradual, okay, we wean off of that into something else. You know what I'm saying? We can't just down something that's literally probably saved our lives, you know, for like hundreds of generations. You know what I mean? That's.
I mean, I get it. I get it. So, but it has saved our life for hundreds of generations, right? But what if that one thing that saved our lives for that many generations is now causing us to collapse?
I mean, but yeah, I just don't really see that really happening. But yeah, I understand your point.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's you got to understand it first, because like, even like when people talk about like whoopings and stuff like that, you know, whoopings in my purview, which again, it's not going to be everybody's gonna agree with me. I know it, whatever. But my thing is like, it has its place. It has its place. It's not about beating and abusing.
Right.
It's about correcting. Mm-hmm. And some people, some children need that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, but
you have to be adult enough or mature enough to be able to decipher between the two.
Exactly, and that's where that's where the energy needs to be at, is understanding that these are things that these are tools that can be used, but you got to be able to know how and when. And Big Mama's gone. Mm-hmm. She didn't get a chance to teach us, apparently. I mean, she taught me, but many of us don't understand that.
Right.
Many of us don't are left with trying to figure it out, and just going about just very very recklessly doing things and calling it what it's not. Right. You know. And that's why like when we talk about stuff like that, I get a little bit defensive.
Yeah. So go ahead and read. It says pain-fueled music, art, humor, and storytelling.
Yep.
And it did. Absolutely did.
And now all that's used for money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
And now here we are now, where.
But you got a question, Les? What's your question?
Scratches.
I got braces on, bro.
Where are we at? This is why you see you run the big TV in here.
Oh,
hold on,
Dave,
Bless.
I think your goal is to knock yourself out today.
Your goal is to knock yourself out. Bless, I'm gonna bring you up so we can figure out what in the world you're talking about, man.
Nah, we don't have to.
Yeah, we don't.
Don't be coming for my friend.
Yeah, we don't have to.
We got other things we can do.
Listen, I was trying not to. So this is what I was gonna say. I definitely see what you guys are talking about. I think the thing is the fact that we do it in general. Mm-hmm. Overall. Where does it come from? Like we said, we do need to correct our children, just like the YT people want to correct us. Mm-hmm. So we mad that they can do, we don't want them to do it, but we okay with us doing it. That's what you're saying? Is that what y'all saying?
That's what the people say.
Right? Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm not really.
We are accepting that in our culture as a way of protection and all this other stuff. But that is what they did in order to control. Mm-hmm. It stems from what somebody taught you to do.
So y'all are on the basis that whoopings and things like that came solely and only from slave owners.
Yes,
Is that what
because
you're
when
saying?
you got out of line, you could get in trouble. So it was a way to correct yourselves, your community.
That part, yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, I feel like when I look at like different cultures in general, like just like again like Africans, you know what I mean, they they speak of having to, they don't use the same words as whoopings and stuff like that, but they physically corrected their youth also. You know what I mean, it's not just like, again, yeah, they did it and they used it against us, but they do that with everything. They don't create or start anything. There's nothing in history at this point
That I agree with.
that they've created. They've taken stuff, they've abused it, and they've overdid it, and they've damn near just demonized it. You know what I mean? I mean, just take Christianity. I mean, like we can't give them the credit for something that they didn't really create, and then say, well, that's why it's bad. And again, we don't want to. I agree with if someone were to say that we should stop calling it whoopings. Yeah, I agree with that. That's stupid because that is
Picking up the
directly
slavery mentality. Yeah.
yeah it's directly conjuring those type of that time. But to say that a man or a woman can't physically correct their child, I mean, it's unnatural. It's unnatural to say that they can't, that they don't have that option to do that. You know what I mean? It doesn't that part doesn't make any sense to me. I agree that anything that's directly linked to slavery and slave owning and all that stuff, yeah, okay, get it out. But let's do our homework and find out, okay, how were we physically correcting our kids before that? Because I feel like it happened. I feel like it definitely happened.
Sandra, did you have something to say?
I'm just saying that we're talking about the history of our people in the United States. All that comes from slavery.
I don't care about the people from now. I don't care about us like that. I'm talking about Africans and our origin. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I can't really just speak on them because I'm
We
not,
don't know nothing about them.
Right.
something
Right.
like I do know that great grandmother, she was a slave. She was a house slave.
Right.
Uh-huh.
There's as far I know about that. But the history of us in the United States and slavery and everything
That's
that's
where it
been
needs to be
passed
fixed.
down to us as black folks stem from that, with the whooping and all that. It stems from that. And the thing is that it's not culture, it's not survival, it's trauma. That's the thing that people keep missing. It's trauma.
Yeah.
All right. No, I
And a
agree.
response. And then also, hold on, I just lost my whole train of thought. I'm gonna find it. Gonna have to come back to me because I had it right there.
Well, I mean, even to that point, I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like we do have to be conscious of trauma, fueled decisions. We do have to be. I agree with that. But
Oh, let me get it. Let me get it, Dave. Let me get it for him. Still my man.
She's about to go away. Yeah, look at her. Go.
So, like,
take your time
okay,
eating chicken.
don't make me. For instance, right? We is taught as tradition to respect the elders, no matter how they treat you. We supposed to respect them. Me personally, I would never just outright disrespect the elder because I was, brought up that way. But that don't mean that I have to sit around and take it. That abuse. That's mentally abusing someone. I don't have to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's real, and that's actually what I was going into next. It's like the part that matters. It's like our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors, right? They didn't pass down trauma on purpose, though. They passed down what was working,
Yeah.
what worked.
Yeah.
They gave us the tools to keep us alive. But every generation gets to ask, does this still serve us?
And the way that we're doing it now, well, we're not doing it now, but the way that we they was doing it, like our parents was doing to us. Well, I can't even say that because I feel blessed to have parents that corrected me when I needed it.
But not all of our parents corrected in that sense.
Exactly, and exactly
That's what it is.
and that's a huge problem. You know what? To give a little bit of a perspective on that is that I think I've spoke to y'all about it. It was a coworker that I used to work with. Very good dude. Very, very, very upstanding, good guy. We disagreed on very, very basic things. But we were still very good friends, If I see him today, I mean, I probably, I wouldn't give him a hug because I don't do that, but I would dap him up. You know what I'm saying?
No hugs?
Nah, we don't do that, bro. We don't do hugs, bro. Yeah, hey man, man. If my
Mark
chest
starts working, like his mic is working now, so now he wants to. Come in.
if my chest touched your chest, we gotta fight. But anyways,
That's fair.
yeah. I mean, somebody's gotta get slammed. I mean, if my chest touch your chest, somebody's getting body slammed or otherwise. Anyways,
That's right.
So my homie, he was real cool. But again, what we one of the many things that we disagreed on that we talked about, a lot was like just what we're talking about today, with just now with corporal punishment. That's what he liked to call it. And he was so against it to the point where he said that anyone that would forcefully put hands on their child needs to be thrown in prison, and we got to talking about it, man. And anybody knows me, if as long as you can you can get with me at where I'm at as far as I'm saying, like how we talk, dude. I will never take things into a place where it gets it gets out of control. I mean, like if you can take what I say, I can take what you say, and if you can respond to me the way I feel respected, then I could do that with you. But if I tell you that, hey, I don't rock with that, and then you do it anyways, then we're gonna have an issue. But anyways,
Wow.
With him, he was very very receptive to the way I talk.
That's a big word.
And I was very receptive to him also. He told me that I'm sorry. I told him that if there's a kid that is doing something very dangerous and very what's the word? Like he could hurt somebody, and the only way for you to stop it is to put hands on him. So are you going to do it? He said, well, that's extreme. I said, okay. All right, let's bring it back then. if there's a kid who you see is making a mistake that you've made, that you know that talking isn't going to stop him from making that mistake, are you gonna put hands on him?
I love that part because not hold that thought for a minute because it's funny because I ran to multiple people that had sat there and was just like didn't think anything outside of the box of any of the extreme or the unextreme, like didn't even have a clue that was even possible. But guess what? It's possible.
Right.
Anything is possible.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, if we're talking about it, then it's possible.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Well,
But-
not true, but I just
Yeah.
find it amazing that they have that tunnel vision of they're thinking that it's
No,
not
that's not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like no, you have to think of these things.
What the conversation went to what I've experienced like when I was boxing. All right, if you ever been in a boxing gym or even martial arts, wrestling, that if you do something wrong, the punishment is something physical.
Oh yeah,
At football, and there's not a man on earth that's gone through those type of sports or those type of experiences that does not see the value in that. There's not a man on earth that can't recognize the value in that. So my point is basically was that you're saying that no one needs that level of correction is ridiculous. Now, like say, like in my life, my parents, my mother, she whooped me. I can count on one hand, all together, and every time I think I remember every one of them. First of all, and even past that, I value every single time because one, I'm me, right? so one 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying? 3 or 4 in my whole childhood, that's crazy. It should have been like at least 300, but she had a very clear system in how she does things. She talks first. She warns. She'll sit you down, and then she'll tell you what's about to happen. And then after that, you make the decision on what's going to happen. And she was not afraid to pull that trigger. That teaches consequences in a very, very easy way to receive as a child. And I feel like people like me, people like you, like just
I
in
got
general.
whoopings every time.
Yeah, people like my sister.
So
We all needed them. You know what I mean? And to say that it's not, there's no rationale a part of it is disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because again, anyone who's just doing it just to do it or doing it just to control, yes, that is slave owner mentality. But anyone who's doing it to correct for their benefit, clearly for their benefit, you cannot put them in the same category. That's my point on it. Is just, when I think of whoopings, I think of that. I don't think of this other stuff that y'all are speaking of today.
Man, ass whippings, man. Jeez. I think I can count more than on my hand how many ass whippings I got over the Richardson household for sure because I was stuck in it.
Okay, well, you need to stop.
Sandra,
And
what you got?
Well, I was just gonna add a little this because mine's is just really about the whoopings, and I didn't want to move on from that. But
Yeah, mine was too.
oh, is it? Go ahead then. If it's about whoopings, then go ahead because I got.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback and ask Dave a question. with your friend, did he have trauma from that? The
Yes.
reason why he feel like that?
Yes, yeah, he did. So his parents were
They were Russian.
I don't want to say the word that he said because I feel like that's going to look bad on me.
Okay.
Well,
But they were very damaged, individuals. Put it that way.
Okay.
okay.
So you could
And,
understand his standpoint on
Yes.
not wanting to do that. And then
Yes.
also another thing, have you ever thought about if a kid is out, acting out, and your first result is to be
It shouldn't be the
physical.
first. No, it shouldn't be the first. It
Okay.
should never be the
Okay.
first. It should
Okay.
never be the first. It should
Okay.
never. If that's the first place you go, you shouldn't have a kid. You're
Okay.
not ready. You're not ready to parent.
Not ready. Yeah.
If that's the first
Okay.
place you go, you are already out.
Okay, let me
Because
say
yeah,
this.
I was definitely trying to understand because you asked him, you gave him some scenarios, and you said you don't think that they should get you should be physical with them. He said no, and the thing is that is correct because you don't know what that child is going through at home.
I wasn't talking about a
But-
stranger.
I'm just saying anybody. I mean, still though, you can be on the outside looking in, right? You still don't know what's going on in that home.
Here's the thing.
So that child could be getting abused every day, and you would never know because some people that get abused, they know how to cover it up very well.
Right.
So just looking from both sides.
No,
Of
trust
it.
me.
You know?
Because me and him had such great conversations. We talked almost every day. Me and him had such conversations that we both found ourselves in a new place by the time I had left that job. He understood where I was coming from, and he adopted some of the things that I said, and I've adopted some of the things he said. So no, that's not an issue. I look at both ways. I mean, I don't come to any type of conclusion without at least trying to look at both sides. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is, like with him, he said, for example, he said that at the end of at the end of everything at that job, he said that he understand. He even his own life, his own nephews and stuff. He's found himself trying to convince his nephew's parents to put hands on one of the kids because he just was not responding to anything else. And he was putting himself in very dangerous situations to where it was like he even admitted, he said some kids need it. Some kids need it at certain points. And for me that felt very good to me because I felt like he understood that there's a way to do everything. There's a system and a way to do everything with health, and in good and in good spirit, I should say, with the good intentions.
Right.
And my thing is like kind of so what you was talking about was that understanding where they're at. Same with my mom. My mom, she had that clear system I just talked about. She'll talk to you first. She'll talk to you first, and there'll be another talking to. Then it'd be a sit down on what the consequences is about to be, and then you make it like that's 3 different steps you have to get to before you even get to that to that place that we don't want to be at.
Right.
And that allows for a kid to really think about what am I doing.
Now, what this is coming from now for you, in that if you had that to pass down, that's what you're going to do as you're passing down, right?
Absolutely.
And so for me, in an instance, right?
So when's that happen?
I had
Never.
I had
Do it with your kids.
where my dad has only whooped me 3 times in my life. My mama used to beat
Hey.
the hell out of me. Do you get what I'm saying? So
I mean,
my mom, and it's when it I mean, and I didn't have to really do anything to get that ass whooping.
and that's a problem.
You get what I'm saying? So
That's a
like,
problem.
it could be as much as I came in a second before, you know what I'm saying, before she wanted me to.
Right.
Or it depended on really how drunk she was that night. You get what I'm saying? And
Welcome in,
so
Fernando.
so the way I look at it in a sense, right? My response when I had children, and you know, and I went back and I corrected that once I realized it was. But when my response when I had children was that same response. So like what happened is I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, put it out there because me and Jeremiah have had this conversation. But Jeremiah, everything that child did, he could be walking in the store and he didn't touch something he wasn't supposed to. He was getting backhanded. Like, I mean, it's thumping. It was a lot. This was earlier years. You know what I'm saying? He was a knucklehead. We all know he was a knucklehead, right?
Still is.
He still is a knucklehead. But like it's little stuff like that. But then when I realized and I learned the reality of what that causes and what it caused in me, once I healed myself, I had to go back and apologize to Jeremiah.
Right.
And then I did.
That's
you know,
King energy.
I really, but some of the whoopings Jeremiah deserved because he literally
Right.
was a firecracker. Like
But-
that was just what his stance. He was gonna do it his way, or it was the damn highway.
Oh
most
yeah,
of the
Dave
time.
knows. all
Yeah,
about
Dave.
that.
Look, Dave knows that. So, like, it was many times where you know what I'm saying Jeremiah he tested the waters and he was there. So, but
Got away with a lot
but
of
some
shit,
of
too.
he well, and that Dave said that too. He said he got away with a lot.
A lot of
but
shit.
But that's when I came out of the phase of snatch him up. You get what I'm saying? Like I had to come out of that because what I realized is that I was just repeating a bad behavior that my mom taught me.
Right, but okay, so but do we understand though that understanding that there is a problem, but understanding that correcting that problem isn't necessarily not cutting something off.
He still
Right.
got served whoopings after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he deserved them.
Well, all
He
right,
didn't
if you
get-
say
he
so.
didn't- He didn't get as many as he probably could have because again, I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I knew mentally where he was sitting. I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
All right, I disagree, but okay.
I get it. And a lot, it's crazy because a lot of people did with Jeremiah because Jeremiah is so smart. He's so smart, but
He was-
but he has
Sabrina Woods, welcome in.
but he is most definitely Jeremiah.
He's a great kid. I'm
Yeah.
I just I'm gonna throw that out there. I mean, like
He really is now.
Yo.
Like he's grown to be
Yes.
a really.
Even though he
Yes.
does
Better.
dorm parties every day.
yeah, and he takes pictures of his friends,
No, he doesn't.
male
He's not,
friends.
he's not taking pictures of them. Like he
Welcome
literally,
in, Simply
they just
Jen.
sharing them. But yeah, 'cause we had this conversation.
Thank you for that.
He literally had to block my mom because she calls him like every day. Who is this kid on your page? Get them off your page. So, but
Hey, Gin and Juice.
but yeah, so I mean, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he deserves some of those whoopings afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like because I really I had to sit down with him, talk to him. I gave him his chances and then I started grounding to where it was more so taking everything
So-
away from him instead of putting my hands on him because I felt like to put my hands on him just wasn't working.
Right.
With Trey putting like
But
if I
that's
was
the-
to, if I was to
hold up.
repeat that
Hold
with
up.
Trey, it wouldn't have mattered.
Right,
Because
but-
I yell at him, he cries.
But here's the thing. You just like what you just said, like whooping him alone wasn't going to work. It's never going to work.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be in conjunction with your overall parenting, style. Like again,
Well, I know that now, but
right?
yeah.
Yeah. But see, my mom even had to go through what you went through with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She had to go back and apologize to her because she was just trying to figure it out. That was her first kid.
Thank you,
Yo.
Simply Jen, for those high bears. Appreciate that.
Now, and the problem that I've seen, that the pattern that I've seen is that there's too many. There are too many people. There was too many people growing up in my mom's generation who weren't being taught the systems that they were raised under.
Right.
Because my grandmother, did it right. Apparently, she did it right because her kids are amazing. And then, but see, my mom, she had a little bit of a rough start. You know what I mean? Because she went and she was trying to do it with my sister, and then she corrected herself, and then I received all the benefits, which it's awesome. I love it.
Let me say this. That's one thing that Jeremiah said.
Victoria, welcome in.
Right, right. But
You realize the church race
right. But see, that's something that we have to get back to where our mothers are teaching our daughters and our fathers.
It probably happened again.
Right. And our fathers are teaching our sons. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. I know a lot of people go, ain't with that. I'm breaking everything. Fuck it.
They help you, fair. You gonna sit here and watch
Hey,
that?
jackass. What was that thing? Fuck it. I don't care. I broke it. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
But
It
like,
comes off.
It comes off. It's not.
Okay.
It comes off.
all right. Well, I wish I broke it. But but no, but like I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because I know it's old school and stuff like that. But hell, look, that's what we need to get back to is where our mothers are teaching us, our daughters, and our fathers are teaching our sons. Yeah, and I'm not saying only those. I'm saying like in general, that relationship is so important. Those relationships are so important. Of course, your mother's gonna teach you. Of course, your father's gonna teach you at all times. But the basic key things about being a man and the basic key things about being a woman needs to come from a man and a woman.
Right. Well.
And again, I know.
I say that all the time. Like, let me just say this: as a woman, I know for a fact that I cannot raise a man. You know what I'm saying? And I got two of them that I'm raising. You get what I'm saying? I can't raise them to be a man.
Right.
So that's why I make sure and I purposely put men in their lives.
Right.
As in, I had before Jay came into the picture for Jeremiah, it was church members. You know what I'm saying? I had the elders, like the elders in the church. They would help me with him and the structure and stuff like that. I also made the choice of, because he did see a separation in the fact that after I had Trey, I put him in man of honor. You get what I'm saying? It's like little things that I know that I can't teach you to be a man because I will never know what it truly means to be a man.
Right.
So passing that down and passing that along.
Right.
You know?
I mean, again, like, there's with that being said, we all understand. I mean, I feel like I'm saying something that we all, I think,
We agree on.
we all basically know and agree on, but I'm just going to reiterate it anyways. There's certain things a man needs to teach a son, and there's certain things a woman has, a mother has to provide experience for their son, and that is the only other way too with a daughter.
And
And
also on top of that too,
that's right,
Dave
Dave.
always getting knocked out by the camera at any point or any junction in
Yeah.
the life.
It's
Never
crazy
happened.
because and as we're talking about that, so Dave, I said I have to tell you, like, after we met Jay, like you have been a huge like mogul for Jeremiah in his life. So like you've done stuff with him that he really appreciates to this day, which is why he would come to you and be like, "Hey, dude, can you help me?"
He ain't paid me nothing.
I know.
I ain't got a cent from it.
Yeah.
So next time I see him, I'm like, hey,
He
where my
owes
$50?
you. Look, right, he owes you.
All right,
He owes
so
you.
Coach D's, I always try to make sure I have positive men around Keyshawn. which-
Absolutely.
absolutely. Blessed by Angel LLC says I disagree with the shock face emoji.
I'm not shocked. Go ahead.
hey,
Go
can
ahead,
I do, how much time do we have for me to express how much I don't give a shit?
Jeez. Language.
All right,
Go ahead, Les.
she's gonna say something. Brace yourself.
Brace yourself. Or is she in there doing work like she claims that she does? But she's not.
She went to sleep,
She's
dude.
pretending she's watching.
I would say I disagree because I think just being a mother is being a mom. I don't think it's a gender. I don't think there are some great men who had only single mothers, and they are great men, and they raise great men. So everybody's not afforded that, and I don't think that that's a standard. You know what I mean? That you have to have a man in your life to be a great man. If you have great people around you, and if your mother, you know what I mean, sometimes it's up to their mother to just take on that role. So
Hold on, I got a question.
I was just gonna say I disagree with that one.
I got a question, Bless. What episode of Bridgerton are you on?
I can't stand you.
I don't know, 2 or something. I'm not watching it right now.
But so you ain't got
Right, I
nowhere. Oh my gosh. So I think what it is, what boiled down, I agree with you, Les. Absolutely. There is women out here that have raised very, very good men in the world and society, all of that. But you want to try to have, I mean, that they got lucky. That's how I feel.
They are the exceptions.
They are
I mean,
exceptions.
I
They're
never.
exceptions to everything.
No one is saying that it can't happen or it can't work. It can't work. But the best possible probability of it working, the best chances you have is to have a mother and a father in. I mean, a mom
or a father figure. Because it doesn't have to necessarily be their
It could be
mother
like
or
an
father.
uncle
Right.
or a
Like,
granddad or something like that.
yeah,
you know.
somebody in their lives that's going to guide them. Because again, like I said, I think the way I break it down
See?
is I cannot be a man. I don't know how to teach a man to be a man.
I don't want to butcher your name, but nurse.
autism.
And that's why I was saying I
Autism.
think that's a
Great
I feel
point.
like that's a misunderstanding. What is teaching a man different from being a woman, but except for being a good person? You're going to instill the same qualities. I mean, you're teaching them how to go to the bathroom. There's nothing that is different,
I know, and I
really,
get you.
that, you know what I mean,
Spoken
that
like a
a
woman.
woman can't instill.
So
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
Like, I don't think there's a big difference. Is it nice to have both parents? Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying that in the instances when there are males that are absent, that doesn't mean that they can't be taught how to be good men, good people.
that. Well, they absolutely. You can be taught how to be a good person, but being a good person does separate you out. Like I feel like I think we're missing each other. So
Yeah, clearly.
I think we're missing each other because the way
So you're
I look
saying
at-
that you mean so a man has to teach you how to be something other than a good person, like how to take care of a family, right?
it's no.
No, yeah, that's what I'm asking you. So tell me, what is it that a man will teach you that a woman can't? Give me those examples.
So the examples that I feel like is the big ones is one thing that a man their livelihood and everything is different from ours.
Like what? Give me an
we are
example.
nurturers naturally, right?
Who was a nurturer?
Women are nurturers and not naturally, right?
Okay, so what is a man
So the
teaching?
men are the ones
Hold
that
on,
are
hold on.
teaching them how to carry the household. As in, like well, that's how it should be. As in a man teaching them how to respect the women.
So a
how
woman
to-
can't do that?
Oh no, that's what I said. A woman.
So you didn't teach
Oh,
Jeremiah
okay.
that? It took somebody else to teach Jeremiah that?
No. I absolutely could have, but at the end of the day, most of the time when it comes to males, they listen to other males.
I think
When
men
you
and
tell-
I think
as a
children
mother-
listen to present parents or present individuals.
There's a whole generation that there's evidence to the contrary. To that.
So
Well, that's why I agree, but I want you guys to give me an example of what Dave
Okay, so
or
I'll
Jay
say-
would teach a young man that a woman could not.
I'll say this. Now, me growing up with a mother and a father, my father wasn't really much of a teacher, sort of say.
It wasn't verbal.
Wasn't very verbal. Was more of along the lines of
Example.
just a typical mid-working person. I'll say that. Like he wasn't really home all the time. But the men that were around were men that taught me the dailies of the making sure you dress nice when you go to nice places, making sure that you brush your teeth, make sure you wash your parts, making sure that you look more presentable when you're out in public. Yes, sir, no, sir. That could be on both ends, mother or a positive person. A person that goes into the neighborhoods and show positivity to the
Yeah, that's
kids
what
and
I was
stuff.
saying is like, I think you're giving a generic, because I mean, you know,
I don't.
you have
I
I have
think
a
that
son. I
Check me
teach
in
my
when you
son
want.
all of those things. You know what I mean? Those qualities. I don't think it separates. I feel like that's a stigma.
it.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't
And I
think
get
it's
it. No, I think women
necessarily.
can raise. You can raise your sons, right? I've seen it happen. I've several times in a lot of communities, but I promise you that as that man grows older, he's gonna have questions. And when
But
you looking at some of those men that are out there, I can, and I can only say this off of the basis of, because I never really dug in deeper when it comes to Jeremiah, but I promise you he had those questions.
what was the questions?
Like his like questions like, well, what about this or what about that? And it's stuff that I couldn't answer. He had questions. Stuff that he was not comfortable with coming to me with.
Okay, that's understandable. Like, girls and they cycles.
Yeah.
That
It's just so many things.
that's
I'm
what
not
you're
saying
talking
that it's
about.
impossible. I'm saying that it's so much. It just lands better. But Dave is tapping. Go ahead, Dave. Do it.
Yeah,
Go ahead and say.
yeah, let me just say this because sometimes like I said, that is a big stigma with women can't raise a man. But just to pick it back, you said that those relationships are important for a mother and daughter, which it is, and a father and a son, which it is. It's also important for young girls to have a father in her life and a
Yeah.
young man to
And
have his
vice
mother
versa.
in life. It's the same thing. So
Yeah.
it, you know, and do you not feel like if a man have to, could he raise his daughter?
Oh, there's men out there that are doing it now. So
But
like it's
but
not.
but the only thing I would say with a man, when it comes to her cycle, but everything else, he can raise her to be a good woman,
Yeah, oh, no, they
cook,
can. No, most definitely they can
everything.
raise him to be a very good person. But I promise you that a man is not going to raise a girl how to put on some makeup and how to do something. I mean, if you want to go, we could go into girls. I could go into more detail on that
I
because
would
I know my
disagree. I
Yeah,
would
it's some fathers
disagree
out there that will do
that
that.
they
well, I'm just
do.
saying. But I'm
They
just
do their
saying
Yeah.
is
kids'
that is
hairs,
that again, y'all
all of
going
that
with
stuff.
the
That's a
sum.
stigma.
Y'all going with the sum. There's only still it's a I'm
But
telling you
Well,
it's
yeah,
I'm
a
you're
not.
right.
percentage.
I'm
He
not
can.
saying.
So
I'm not
I'll
saying
He
that it's the
can.
masses. I'm not saying it's the masses.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
I'm
I'm
just
talking
saying
about
that's
in
a
masses.
okay. So
stigma.
I
The
definitely do have a
stigma is
question on this
overall.
part.
It doesn't matter if a man is present in his son's life for him to be a good person, to be able to take care of himself. That is just going to happen if he has somebody that cares enough about that person, whether it's a male or a female. That's all I'm saying. I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
it's a slim few. I don't think that's true at all. I don't think it, like a necessarily like a isolated 2%. No, I don't think it's that. But I'm just saying that I think
Oh,
that's more of
I
a
know the two
stigma
percent.
that it doesn't mean that just because you don't have a father in your life that you can't be a good guy. And just because your mother wasn't around, you can't be a woman, or you couldn't learn. I don't think so. That's all. But I will just say I agree to disagree. That's it.
Okay.
Dave, go ahead.
So
Let
the
Dave go ahead because he's been waiting.
okay.
I mean, we can hit this another time then or something because there's so much to unpack with that.
Well, I'll give a general thing of my experience. So me and Dave know and have went to school with some guys that we've been around. So their fathers have either unalived or incarcerated, never been a part of their life whatsoever.
Just floating.
Just pretty much floating. But here's the funny thing about this, right? So the 2% that y'all claim that it's not there, it's funny how it is there. Because even to this day, his life is up doing this.
Yeah.
His life is sporadic. He don't know what's up or down. Because he was raised with just strictly women. And the emotion of the women. And his life now is he's having seizures. He's stressed out. He's blooped out. Dude, he's done the whole 9 yards with no direction whatsoever. It was just, oh, that's fine, baby. You can do what you want. Like, we're literally sitting here watching this. And we're like, yo.
And to answer your question, Nurse, it doesn't always have to be dad, because my son's dad most definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're nowhere in hell. So
I'm a-
that if we could go there, yeah.
Bingo. Me.
A man,
Me.
a man.
Right here.
But go ahead, Dave.
I'm gonna try to jump in there without. So, I would love to go through and say the things that I agree with, because many things that was said I agree with, and I've never, I never insinuated otherwise. But there's. I'm not gonna bore anybody with going through with that, take up that much time. So, but the point that like okay, what Jay was saying, in my life, I've seen that 2%, if that's what we're gonna call it, I've seen it in my life in general. All of my friends, all of my when I look at everyone that I've been raised around, I can see the pattern between the ones that have a father and a mother, and don't have a father and mother in my life.
And one of them's not living.
Yeah.
And guess what? Oh, go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry. I thought you were done, baby. I did. I thought you were done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But to go into with the statements that of like, oh, you can't say that it can't happen this way, it can't happen that way. That's picturing that's taking what I'm saying and changing the whole narrative. You understand that? Because I never said that a woman can't raise a son. I never said a man can't raise a daughter. There are exceptions. What I'm saying is, generally speaking, if you take 100 cases, you know what I'm saying, you're probably going to find that the ones that have both healthy minded man and woman raising kids are going to have the best outcome out of anything otherwise. That's all I'm saying. Can it happen? Of course it can happen, but I'm talking about the best possible result. And generally speaking, which again gives way to exceptions, is going to be a man and a woman raising their kids. That's what I said. So besides that, to go back to what Bless was talking about, with having what is a man teaching? A man primarily because of the things that we just got done, that we continue to talk about how men have to have that inability almost at this point to be emotional, to be verbal, to express themselves, to be able to be to be able to express their feelings, in an outward fashion. What a man teaches is in those in that type of environment is how to navigate that. Not just those things, but those things are a part of it. And you know how he teaches that, because we just talked about that. He's not emotional, he's not verbal, he's not in those things. So how do you teach? Example. The best thing that I ever gotten from my father was an example. Something I could never get from my mother, even though I love her and I respect her with every molecule in my body. But the reality is I can never get that example from her because she is not a me. She's not a man. And a boy's and a child's mind doesn't compute the same way an adult's mind does. We can't say, okay, well, I can see how all this can make sense, even though that that this person isn't. I can see that this woman is an example of a man. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense right now, but it shows how is it going to make sense subconsciously to a child. So it's just so much easier for a child to receive that information for themselves just by having a man in a man's position in their life and a woman in a woman's position in their life. It's that simple. Now, there's other things that I want to unpack, but I'm not going to get into all that. But I hope my point is being received. But whatever.
I mean, it was being received. I do want to say I never said you stated that. I just said I disagree with the claim.
Who claimed it?
Wow, y'all gotta
CJ claimed that.
y'all gotta pay more.
He cannot
Said-
raise the.
said
CJ
man.
stated that.
As a
I just never.
woman, I cannot teach a man how to be a man.
So what I was saying, Dave, to say what you said, I never said you said that. I just said I disagree with the claim that was being stated.
That's wild.
Which is true. Like, it is a statement. But
I still can't.
I
I
was-
still can't teach him how to be a man.
Well, I mean,
No matter
you know what?
hold on, let me say this
Okay,
real
and
quick.
I'll just say I apologize for that then. But to her defense, there's probably majority women who probably feel that same way. When they look at, because again,
But how would you know? You're not a woman, right?
I never said that. I'm saying
You just said there's
I said-
probably a
I said
majority of women.
I feel.
But how do you feel if you've never been a woman, right? That's what you're claiming.
That's a crazy thing to say.
I'm just using you against you.
No, but you're not even using you for an example.
I'm just using you
You
against
just
you.
talked about what men can do for the past.
I'm using you against you.
And then you like,
I'm
no,
using you against you. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm using
But
you
what I
against
will
you
say is
then.
this, and then I'll be done with it. I receive what you said, Dave. I receive what all of y'all said. It wasn't about receiving. It's an opinion.
Yeah.
And so if you want me to
I-
receive your opinion,
I do.
respectfully receive my opinion.
I did, but you just
And we don't have
said-
to agree.
You just
That's
said
all.
though.
And that's where I was heading. I was about to say we're gonna have to agree, disagree, because I don't see me as a
Oh,
woman.
that was such a great,
I can't
great
not. If we can go back
little
into
Jedi trick right there.
if we can't focal, if I go into it, the reason why I say again what I say is because just looking at my son and knowing that I was not giving him 100% on what he needed, and I feel like he most definitely learned a lot by me putting him and encouraging him to do things with men that were in his life, like when Jay came into his life, when Dave came into his life, when he was selected to go into the Man of Honors.
Right.
I started to see a change in my son that there's no possible way that I would have been able to get that change in him. He was missing that father figure. Now he can openly, if I wish he was in here, because he would openly say it now.
Right. I mean, I still, stand by the claim. Generally speaking, most women probably don't, don't have the tools to be able to navigate that, that sort of, that sort of educating. Right. I mean, because like just in general, most women that I've interacted with, you can tell, you can tell by literally just speaking with them for like a couple minutes, like, they have a different mindset, and it's okay. I'm not, and again, I'm not
teach him
counting,
to be
but
respectful. I mean, he was always respectful. That was never a question with Jeremiah.
Right.
He was respectful
but
at all
but
times.
but how he interacts with not just women but men,
other men,
it's going to be more tied to the way he sees other men that he either respect or have some sort of some sort of connection to. It's gonna be more tapped into how he sees them do, how they commune with the rest of the world. And I think the same way for women.
Yeah.
Most women are going to take their cues from their mother. And we consider and name it off of general examples, but we're
not gonna do that.
We ain't gonna do that.
We're not gonna
But wait, when? Oh.
You didn't get cut off.
But generally speaking, I just felt like that was just a. I'm not gonna get back into that one, but okay. All right. So where else are we going with this? Where else are we going with this?
All right, we obviously dug in real deep into the problems in the culture, right? We dug in real deep. Now let's talk about us moving forward.
As far as like moving forward with just
what if culture could include therapy without shame, rest without guilt, softness without apology, faith that includes mental health, strength that includes asking for help.
I mean, I feel like the only way to really incorporate those type of values into a person. Well, I mean, let's be honest. You got to start with the youth. You know what I mean? I mean, at some point you gotta be honest about it. It's like, people, our age and stuff like that. I mean, we're probably gonna be, we're gonna be the way we're gonna be probably the day we die. You know what I mean? I mean, everyone can change and all that stuff, but we're not in a place of easy change anymore. So, we got to start with trying to connect with the youth, and again, we got to give them examples that they can't unsee. That they can't ignore. You know what I mean? Because right now we're constantly feeding them, the same garbage that put us in a situation that we're trying to fight right now. The only way to really change that is to change the perception, change the actual visual perception of what they're downloading on a day-to-day basis. That's where I feel like it needs to start.
Okay. Jay, Sandra, y'all have anything to say?
Nope, I don't have nothing else to say.
All righty then. Okay. So I feel like this. Dave, you said earlier on in the show about how you don't want to claim what black culture is. If we were to start hyper focusing in on the stuff that we want the culture to be, and actually working on that within ourselves and within the communities that we are in, we most definitely can make those changes. One person at a time. We don't have to abandon our culture to because we it's so broken at this point. We don't have to abandon it. We have to choose to consciously instead living in survival and being in default.
But we've done it so many times at this point. I mean, like what, like we have to come to some sort of agreement or understanding on what our culture actually is.
Right. And
I mean, like,
one step at a time.
So again,
what's the first step?
So it's figuring out what the hell we actually are.
Okay, so who do you think we are? Right? Who do you
You want to answer
who
that?
do you expect? Who are you? And let's start there.
Who is me? I'm someone who doesn't care about the English language. Who is me?
I said who are you? You said who is me.
And I know I said who is me. I mean, I'm just, someone who values, working, values, the family that I claim. I'm someone who values being committed to doing for the people that I say that I love, and not and not giving too much thought or too much energy to anyone else, because because life has taught me at this point is that that people have their intentions. People have what they want in their life and what they want out of your life, and if it doesn't line up with my core values, which again is about being honest, being able to say something and know that it's not there's no underlying or ulterior motive behind it.
Okay.
That like those are the type of people that I want to be around, that I want to bond with. And I don't, so that's someone who I am. I'm someone who values,
That's what you want your culture to look like.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, Psycho J, same question.
Just someone that values opinions and very creative.
So creative people.
Oh yeah, I like creative people.
Okay. So
you like artists.
We got creativity coming from Psycho J. Sandra.
It's basically all the same. Like people that are in alignment and what my belief is and where I'm trying to go. That's my culture. Helping, nurturing, understanding. That's me.
Okay. Bless you up here, so you might as well answer the question.
I'm going to pass on this one.
You gonna pass on it? All right.
Well,
All right.
even on that, on Sandra's, that, having people that are in alignment, with with your beliefs. Like, does that how far does that go, as far as like uh, like how much of your beliefs do you expect to see out of the people in your community? Like, does that include spirituality? Does that include religion? Does that include, you know, the type of education, the type of style of 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 expressing yourself? How far does that go?
So I'm a free spirit. I judge not. Come as you are for me. But if it causes chaos and not peace, I don't want it around me. If it comes with confusion and not clarity, I don't want it around me. That's what I
Well,
mean. That's how
okay.
far to go. So
Well,
if we are on one accord, now everything is not gonna be all peach and cream. People gonna have disagreement on something, but if the main goal is to build, help, nurture, teach, understand, we good.
but what about when chaos? Because you can't be completely rid of chaos. So so what how would dealing with chaos in that community uh be be dealt with?
They gotta go. I'm not allowing no one to disturb my peace. If it costs my peace, my sanity, you gotta go. I'm sorry. That is non-negotiable.
Ooh, okay. I understand the demand for yourself. I get that, but I guess like in my mind, I was trying to find the connection between what I would I consider my community. I would need my community to be as far and try and connect it with yours, and I just feel like at some point we have to acknowledge that chaos it's something that you cannot just you know get away from.
That
It's something that if you want to get away from, you have to fight. You have to make attempts and and whatnot to to clear it. And I guess that's all I'm trying to understand is just like, because if as soon as chaos comes into that community and you start telling people to go, it's going to keep happening and other ways, to the point where you're going to be down to nobody. Or what I'm saying, like that like that's like, to me that's kind of a recipe of not being able to.
It's kind of like what I was gonna go into. What I was
the
saying is that
right
you have to
people,
agree to disagree.
the
You have to
right
agree to
people
disagree.
will come along, right? And it just depends on the chaos. If it disturb my peace, because I can take a lot. But if it detrimental to my mental, to the mental of the people that's around me, it gotta go. It gotta go.
I,
It's
I
no
guess
room or no space.
If it's harm to the masses, then it most definitely needs to go.
It gotta go.
I don't I would use a different
Analogy on how you
yeah,
see how you use
because
it.
I would say it's got to be dealt
I,
with.
I get exactly what Sandra's saying, because like I said, for me, like I said, but you do have to get into a place where, because if you're building something, you got to think about it. You can't surround it, and I'm asking a general question, but you can't surround it by itself, because you have to think about community in that moment. And so we have to learn as human beings that all of us are not going to agree at every moment. We're not. So we have to learn
And
to
there's
be
all
able to still be adults and move on with life and the goals.
And I said that. I said everything
Yeah.
is not going to be peachy and cream. I said that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if the chaos is detrimental, like I said, it have to go. It have no place there because it's doing more harm than good. Yes, chaos is always going to be around, and you can find ways to maneuver around the chaos. But if it becomes too much, it got to go.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, I understand it. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what I would say for mine for sure. I think for me, it's more so like I said, this is a society that's going to be on the same path of moving forward. We're not trying to be still. We're trying to build and grow for the success of the majority, the masses, and not hold back because of one person that doesn't want to move forward,
Right.
or they're afraid to move forward, or
No. Yeah. Yeah. I
you know
get
what I'm
that.
saying? I that's where my society would be. I think that really would probably be the only thing. Like, I just need people to understand that we are not going to always agree and be able to still have that conversation after the fact.
Right.
Now, you can disagree with me all day long, but if you stop talking to me, we'll never get to an understanding. Right?
Right.
It's if you don't we don't sit down and get to a familiar ground, we'll always be on a battlefield.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
And our people have a huge problem with that.
And I think a lot of it too is just the fact that we all, we all have different tolerances.
Right.
So like, so what's detrimental for one person,
Might not be so much detrimental for the next.
exactly. So,
Right.
so it's like I guess that's the place that's kind of a little, it's not too
It's gray areas.
Yeah, it's kind of gray. You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I'm thinking like even when I'm watching boxing, there's so many things that are detrimental to a boxer when it comes to boxing in general. You know what I mean? But they're willing to go through it because of the dream or whatever the motive, the goal that they've set for themselves is more important than their comfort. And I guess that's the type of mindset that I want for our people. You know what I mean? Even when things get crazy, we still hold tight to what brought us together in the first place. You know what I mean? And we don't navigate away from that. You know what I mean? Even when it seems like it could be detrimental to the individual, we're willing to make a sacrifice for each other because of that thing that we all feel is greater than ourselves. So that's the only gray area that I'm talking about, because it's I feel that a lot more deeply, because I would love to be part of a community that I would sacrifice for, and the fact that I'm not, that basically illustrates and just where I'm at in this whole conversation. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't sacrifice my left shoe for anything that we as a people are standing for collectively right now. You know what I mean? We stomp on everything that I hold close to my heart. So why would I? You know what I mean? And I think that's the battle that we have to really really take serious. You know what I mean? Because, you know, if it's all about, okay, my comfort, then, you know, that alone is fragile. You know what I mean? That in its natural state, like that alone is fragile, you know, to begin with. So and just like my mom always said, you know, you gotta start with the foundation. You gotta start with a solid foundation, and your comfort is not a good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this here. When you say sacrificing don't mean just let people walk all over you. I'm not
No.
gonna do that. But something that I believe in helping. I believe in helping people. I believe and feel wholeheartedly that I am put on this earth to help. And I am doing things to do that for my culture, for my people. I'm actively doing that because I said that I'm not going to have people to come in that are just negative. Who want to be around negativity all the time?
Right.
If that drains me, what good am I?
Right.
If, like you said, if the foundation, which is me, is not good, how can I help you and my community?
Right.
So
Yeah.
boundaries need to be set in place. When I first met you, I was like, oh my God, this guy here. But you know what?
Right.
I never gave up on you because I seen something in you.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Other
think so.
people see you as chaotic, right?
Okay.
I see you as a person that has been through something and trying.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So when you say things like that, it's just not just as black and white like that. It has to be a lot for me. I'm speaking about me per se. And when I use the term chaos cannot go with me, it can't.
All right.
If
Okay.
it
I mean,
if it detrimental, like it have to be something major for me to say, you gotta go. It's not working. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just, this person cussing everybody out. That's chaos, right? You just being chaotic for no reason. I'm not gonna put nobody out because of that. They might be having a
well,
bad day. You know?
well,
Yeah.
that I see what. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. But like, cussing somebody out doesn't always, ain't always for no reason. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So like, there's usually a reason in general, but it's about whether or not that reason is a reason that you value as a point to be outspoken about, and that's like you said, like you didn't give up on me and stuff, but but like my thing is like I'm
Okay. You good?
okay. But I'm more on the perspective is that if if you that's why I kind of agreed with your original thing because if you're aligned with me, then in my values and in my perspective, then there's less of a chance of there being a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? Because if I'm staying strong on those values that we share, then we should always be able to understand where we're all coming from, or at least be able to get there. That's my point. Like people see me. I mean, we all. I mean, I don't have to. I've said it so many times, but I think we all get it. Like I don't care about being a part of someone else's group. You know what I mean? I just like that's not a part of my mentality, at least at this point in my life. I don't care about that. But I do want to be able to put things out to attract those who would be able to be aligned with me. I do want to have that handout for someone who's on the same same value type of foundation as me. But yeah, and again, I do appreciate what what you said, but just in general, it's just like using other people for an example. It's like I can't really, what I'm saying, I can't really take that too much to heart, because it's like I literally, I seriously don't care about just general people's way of looking at me, because and you're right, I have been through something. I've been through life, and I'm still going through life, and life has taught me personally that there's no point in worrying about stuff like that. There's no point in it. There's no point in trying to appeal to people who don't share share your mindset or your fundamental values. There's no point in it. You know what I mean? So so you seeing someone who just functions in that vein. I'm putting out what I'm putting out. If you don't like it, you don't have to. You want to argue with me? We can argue. You know what I'm saying? But it's just but again, I just leave it at that. But getting back to your original point, I think we all want the same thing, as far as like, we want like even what Jay said, like with being creative. Yeah, having people who are able to think in a higher vibration. Someone who's able to be able to expand on something that's very basic. Someone who's able to make bigger things, or someone who's able to simplify things. That to me is what makes an artist. Someone who's able to make something perceived or magnify it in a way that we all can see it, we all can feel it, or someone who's able to simplify it in a way that we all can experience that. That to me is is what an artist is, and and we want people like that to be able to grow. Artists push growth. Artists push innovation in every fashion. And again, that's something that I feel like we as people have been shitting on for a long time. We don't value our artists. We value dollars. We value entertainment. And again, that's just another point. That's somebody those type of people is people that I want in our community. Again, because we had that, but we lost it.
All right, absolutely. So let's go on to a reflection, you guys. It says, so what I want to leave with with the topic itself, and we dove into a lot of things, and that's kind of what we expected this conversation kind of to go. Anyways, it was going to get deep. We were going to have moments, but let's go off. I'm just going to leave y'all off with a few questions. All right. So let's go from going from the beginning of what we talked about and working our way through. What habits in our community came from survival and not choice? What are you holding on to that once protected you but now drains you? And last is, what does healing look like in your life, not just your lineage? So what I want everybody to do is just sit with that. We're not actually answering those questions here on the podcast right now. Sit with that, journal it, talk about it, share it. All right. And closing out, you guys, closing out. I'm going to do my closing, but Jay is going to do the final closing on this thing. But we come from a powerful people, you guys. If we go back to our ancestors, they're very powerful. What they went through in slavery, and for them to make it to where we're sitting right now. You know,
Yeah.
We had very powerful people, but power doesn't mean we never rest. Strength doesn't mean that we never soften. We survived. Now we get to live. What are you going to do?
Well, okay. Yeah.
What are you going to do with it? Uncle Jay? Go ahead, close out.
Thank you guys for joining the Government Cheese Party podcast show. We appreciate everybody that has tapped the screen, shared out the live, and got their heart me. Appreciate all of you guys. If you haven't followed us, you can follow us anytime on the YouTube channel. You can just look up Government Cheese Party Podcast, or you can also look us up on Facebook as well too. I do a lot of great stuff over there as well. But other than that, we will have a brand new episode next week. So I hope you guys come by and join us again. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate you.
The trap god just walked in, they just entered. $250,000 all 20s, they just printed.